Finance course. First of all, what you guys need to understand is that though you have those general principles, so say if you talk in a general way, the way you had performed in say other colleges like Wellington, Symbiosis, KJ, so on and so forth, right? That's okay. There is nothing wrong in them. Okay. Now, for the fact you are chasing, rather you are aiming Jamnalal Bajaj, which is like top 10 B school in the country, and then again you are going for a program which is Msc Finance, wherein you have only 30 seats and you are aiming for it, right? Which is like 50% reservation is also there. So when you know that there is a cutthroat competition, does it really matter? Rather, how it's going to help you to be general, or how it's going to help you to perform the way every other person in your interview is going to perform. Okay, so what I do basically, for the fact I know that there is a cutthroat competition, and for the fact that I know that it's one of the best brand in the country, I'm gonna kind of change my preparation a little bit. I'm trying to bring certain new aspect in my preparation, which will help me to kind of stand out from the other people or other students out there. So I'll tell you how it's gonna work for you guys. Let's take a normal topic. Okay, what can be the normal topic? Say women empowerment. Okay. So let's talk about say women empowerment. Shortcut. Okay. So women empowerment is like famous topic. Now, how you will start with women empowerment? Okay, I'll take a couple of topics by the way. We'll start with women empowerment first. So how you'll start with women empowerment? I can bet you in JB last year there were around about 10 to 12 people involved in the GD. So like they were given like around about say 15 minutes, and I'll also tell you the topic by the way. So say you have women empowerment as a topic, okay? So 10 to 12 folks, I can bet you everybody is going to talk about same common pointers. Like they will be talking about the rape cases, they will be talking about the education, they will be talking about the women role, so on and so forth. Now, the point here is that these things are known to people. This is not something, out of the world that you're talking something which is known to people. So some way or the other, somebody is going to definitely talk about these points. Okay. Again, what's happening here is this is an exclusive program. This is an exclusive program which has finance ka flavor into it. That's the first thing that you guys need to understand. Now I understand that JBIMS Msc Finance program is a finance oriented program, and the panel would be checking on your communication skills, that how good you are in communication, how good you deliver the stuff, how you perform in a team. Are you a team player? Are you a leader? Something like that sort. Are you capable enough to kind of put across your points, put across your views, when you are in front of 10 to 12 people. So these are the basic things that we as a panel try and understand out of you guys. That's okay. This is a general stuff. But then when I'm going for a program called as Msc Finance, which is like exclusive, don't you think that you should do something different? Okay, let's understand what we can do a little different, or how can we kind of go ahead with this. Fair enough. So the first thing that people are going to talk about, then everybody is going to talk about the same pointers, the DC PT points, all that stuff. Now, what I want you guys to do is there a possibility that we can connect women empowerment to finance? Think about it, give it a try. Is there a possibility that we can connect women empowerment with finance? See, because my point is, I'm not worried about these 10 to 12 people out here. Understand this, because there are a lot of people who will teach you, and that is what my concern is. There are very few coaching classes or very few mentors. They'll teach you exactly what it takes to crack GDs. Otherwise, a lot of people, 99% of the times, people will give you all that shitty knowledge. Okay, so I'm not worried about these 10 to 12 people. You being the one, you should not be worried about those 9 to 10 or 11 folks out there, because you're not trying to convince them, you're not trying to please them, you're not trying to entertain them. You are basically in front of a panelist or a panel. This is what is important. This panel's perception towards you is very important. Understand this. The guys out here who are sitting there in the panel list, these are all JB folks, right? Maybe like alumnus and all that stuff, right? But yeah, somewhere down the line, they do come from a finance background. Now, how about you give me any damn topic in the world and I connect that to finance? Not tod marodke, not deliberately, but in a subtle way. In a way that it looks perfect, it looks okay, and it does make heck lot of sense. So how about you give me any goddamn topic in the world and I try and connect it to finance. So I'm talking what these guys want to listen to, because they are from finance background, they have been doing finance their whole life, right? So how if I show my creativity of connecting any goddamn thing to finance? So that's what I'm going to teach you guys today. It's a small attempt from my side to put whatever I can in this 10-15 minutes video. If you are my classroom student, you'll get a lot of things from me. That's a different ball game altogether. But let me try and fit this here in women empowerment. Okay, first thing, what I'm going to do is, so how to connect this to finance. So we will not jump directly to finance. We'll talk about the corporate world, by the way. Now, when you talk about corporate world, there are some patent typical name that you will take. Muzumdar Shaw, Bicon, then Chanda Kochar for ICICI Bank, Indira Nui for PepsiCo. That's it. Max to max, if you read something, somebody will say 5 names. All these women, right? Can we not have a different perspective wherein we start on an international level? Okay, where we start on an international level and we try to give some solid content. So let's understand this. I'm going to kind of take this a little ahead. But okay, let's have 5 vivid personalities who are rocking the world, or rather who are rocking the corporate world as of now. I'll try my level best to give you, because for the fact I'm talking now, I have to give you a couple of names, guys. Otherwise, it won't make any sense. Let me think about it. Okay, so the first thing that comes in my mind is Mary Berra. Mary Berra is basically working with General Motors. She's the CEO. Okay, the first thing that I'm talking about, I'm not only talking about women empowerment, which is connected to India. I'm going one ladder up. I'm talking about women empowerment internationally, because I know every Tom, Dick and Harry out there is going to talk about women empowerment in India. They're going to talk about all those pointers. I'm trying to change the, I'm trying to change the wheel out here. I'm trying to do something different. So I'm going to talk about the international women empowerment. Okay, so Mary Berra is from General Motor. Then yes, you have Indira Nui. So Indira ma'am is basically from PepsiCo. That also we know. Let me pull in a couple of more. Yeah, so one of my favorite. Yeah, that's Marilyn. If I remember her name properly, I think it's Marilyn Houston. If you guys know, there is a company called as Lockheed Martin. Do check. One of the strongest company in the world, Lockheed Martin. She is a CEO for Lockheed Martin. Okay. Now, let me have somebody from a financial background. I remember this lady, Abigail. Her name is Abigail Johnson. Yes, I'll put it short. Abigail Johnson. She is for Fidelity Investments. So for Fidelity Investments, she is there. Yeah, so very well known. Sheryl Sandberg. Yeah, Sheryl Sandberg is there. You guys know she is a COO Facebook. Okay. Okay, let's not disappoint IT guys. Let's have something for them. So what you have is, this is what I remember, Safra Katz. Yeah, Safra Katz is basically CEO Oracle. Okay. And very famous, by the way. Not a person, but the company. Her name is Ruth Porat. That's how they pronounce. I hope I'm correct. She is a CFO for Google, basically the alphabet. Okay. So yeah. So here I'm talking about CFO. Here I'm trying to tell you guys that yes, women are there even in finance world, and they are dominating in finance world, because you check out. You go to LinkedIn, right? You go to LinkedIn. You check out all the top 10 companies, all the top Fortune 500 companies in the world. You will see that a lot of CFOs, a lot of CEOs, they're male out there, right? So it's basically a male dominant kind of a position. But now, so I talked about, I've given you the international aspect. I've talked about all the big corporates. These are like all the biggies, and there are women who are leading them. There are women who are heading them. They're running them. Fine. So women are there in the leadership also. It's not only CEO but CFO also. Now, after this international thing, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to tell my group, all right. Now we have discussed about the corporate world internationally. Let's try and understand how women have been performing in finance world. So I'm going to give a little bit different direction. I'm going to talk about the financial world. Now, let me try to remember a couple of names. I remember this Barbara. Okay, so Barbara is basically, you can check this out. You can Google it up, guys. So Barbara is a vice chairman. She worked for Barclays. Yeah, so you can Google it up. Even if you do not know whatever that I have just told you, copy paste this 7, 9, whatever these numbers are. Just talk about these folks out there. Okay, then I know somebody called as Mary Erdos. That's how they pronounce, that's how they spell it. She is head of JP Morgan Asset Management Company. Okay, she takes care of global JP Morgan Asset Management Company. Then from JP only I know another one. So that her name is Joyce Chang. I hope I'm spelling it correct. So Joyce Chang, if I remember, she is JP Morgan global head. Yeah, she's global head for research wing. Okay, for the research wing, she is a global head. Then you have another something called as, let me just think about it. Give me 1 minute. What do you have? Okay, then you have something called as, okay, I know somebody from BNY Mellon. Michelle, I think, I don't know, maybe Michelle Neal, I would say. She is CEO, Bank of New York Mellon. Okay, Bank of New York. She is the CEO for Bank of New York, and there are a couple of more things. Okay, now, if you look at this, right, these are 4 names that I've tried to give you guys. You can hunt for a couple of more names also. There is one more lady I remember. Her name is Katie, or Katie, whatever. Yeah, so this is the name, I think. I don't know her surname, by the way. She is head of global banking. She's for HSBC. I think she has done a phenomenal job. She's been in the news a couple of times. She has done a phenomenal job for HSBC again. So we are talking about only women who have been working in the finance world, and they're doing pretty well. So that's what. So you talk about corporate world, then you talk about finance world, so on and so forth, right? So this is where I want you guys to kind of give a little different aspect to your GD, because everybody is going to talk the same thing. So you are now trying to connect this thing to the finance world. Now this is where you talk about that there are women in the finance industry, there are women in the corporate world, and they've been doing a fantastic job. Now let's have a little bit on the negative side, or maybe like whatever, like positive, negative, like it's just the way that you kind of perceive. Okay, let's talk about women. And when I talk about finance, the top-notch profile in finance is nothing but investment bank. At least for me, by the way, So for investment banks, okay, if you look at investment banking industry, you will not find many women working in investment bank. Okay, I don't know the ratio, guys. I don't know the ratio, but whatever I have seen, say 3 on 10, that's pretty low, right? So you can say that, as far as the women empowerment is concerned, if you look at the top-notch finance domain, as far as investment banks, so investment banks, you will not see more of women out there. Okay, now that is something you can talk about. You can do the pros and cons, then you can talk about, why women are not there, what's the problem, so on and so forth, all that stuff. See, what I'm trying to tell you is that you gave me a topic, I'm trying to connect that topic to something that relates to finance. I'm talking about investment bank. From investment bank, you can move to fund manager. So this is, guys, homework for you. Try and get me the names of women who are working in India as a fund manager, because these are like very responsible jobs. These are not easy ones. These are not easy jobs. These are like one of the toughest jobs in the finance domain, like IB and fund managers. So try and get those names, like why women are not kind of there at a high level as far as finance domain is concerned, as far as finance industry is concerned. So have this in a little perspective, by the way. Now this is the one aspect of your GD, right? Now what people will talk about, as I said, like people will talk about education, they'll talk about rape cases, so they are starting in between. Okay, now if I were you, what I would do is excuse me, what I would do is I will kind of do it in a different way. I would say that if I have to open a GD, and if I want, my panel should look at me and they should pay attention to me, same way my group, all the members of my group, they should look at me, they should pay attention towards me. I would make a statement that women empowerment is something which is not been in place from last 2 decades. I mean, or maybe I can put it in this way, that okay, so we're talking about women empowerment, but actually I feel that women empowerment is not something that is getting more attention, or that has been kind of given attention, or it's coming into picture from last 5, 6, 7 years, or from last 10 years. Actually, in India, women empowerment has always been there, but it's a failure of political people, or it's a failure of Indian society as such, that we never could kind of took it seriously as far as women empowerment is concerned. Now here I am making a shocking statement that we never took women empowerment seriously though women empowerment has always been there, and women empowerment has been a buzzword, or it's been a jazzy word from last decade. Now do not judge me, okay? Do not judge me. I'm just trying to help you guys for the GD. Now when you say this negative thing, everybody's gonna have a look at you. Okay, you know what the fuck this guy is saying? And then you say that, guys, if you go back to the history, right? If you go back to the history, the actual women empowerment started in the year 1848, when Savitribai Phule actually stood up for women education or girls education. So women empowerment is not something that we are talking about now. Women empowerment is not something which is the need of an hour right now. It's been there from last like 150 years, guys. It's just that we kind of overlooked it. It's just that we missed it. You start from there, so you can shut couple of more people. That's how the GD works, guys. Otherwise, everybody is like, so you have a group, everybody, like all those 5 people are talking the same shit, same points. That's not a group discussion. That's not how you make a value addition to the group discussion. No. See, as a panel, what I look at is, I want, okay, if there is a person, say if there is a guy, he speaks thrice. 3 times he entered, but whenever he entered, he spoke about something which is substantial, which has a substance. The guy gave me 3 points which are amazing, and somebody talked for like fucking 15 times and he never made any goddamn sense to me. He's useless. Let's be honest about it. This guy is like he's verbose kind of a person, right? Good for nothing. So do not try to enter maximum time, but whenever you enter, make sure that you shut some people up. Okay? And how are you going to do that? When you have content, or if you have strategy to crack GD. So my first strategy is that go back. Let everybody start from the mid. You go back and start from the history, and then put your cards one by one, one by one, one by one. Okay. Then there is somebody who will talk, you know what? These days women are part of aviation. Women are part of aviation. They are pilots. It's amazing. So they'll tell you the name of couple of girls, like I don't know, I can't even recollect. So they'll tell you some names. They said like she's a lady pilot and blah blah blah, all that stuff. If you want to counterattack that, you can say that I don't know. I forgot her name. So you can talk about Sarita Thakral. If I'm not Sarla Thakral. I'm so sorry. So Sarla Thakral, she was the first lady pilot, I would say, or you can say she was the first lady to venture into aviation. She ventured into aviation 1936. So again, whatever points that you're telling me that you're boasting about women getting into aviation, it's not right now, it's been there. You're talking about 1936, you're talking about round about like 80, 90 years back, guys. Okay, that's how you can kind of put the points across. Okay, then you talk about Chanda Kochar, then you talk about Indira Nui, then you talk about all these people out there. Now if you go back to a couple of years, like 11, 10 years back, in 2006, the first businesswoman who made it to Forbes, okay, the first businesswoman who made it to Forbes, by the way, I'll name them I'll name them, by the way. There were 2 ladies out there. One was Lalita Gupte and one was Kalpana Morparia, if I'm not wrong as far as her surname is concerned. So these 2 ladies were featured in Forbes magazine back in 2006, and I'll tell you something else also. Lalita Gupte actually ran ICICI Bank till 2006. Not many people know it. So when you tell them these kind of facts, definitely people will not try to cut you. They listen to you, they will follow you. Okay? Then you can talk about something as far as certain points are concerned about, say, education. So everybody want to talk about education is this and education is important, blah 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 blah. I'll give you my pointers. Okay, so you talk about education. So we talk about graduation, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, all that stuff. Okay, we talk about graduation. Okay, this is my point. It's not mentioned anywhere. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm correct, I don't know, but you have your own research in place. You kind of do your own research. What I believe is, for any girl, right, I think she can do her graduation, like whatever, like if like TY, BCom, whatever, like BCom, BMS, whatsoever, from a normal college till graduation. It's not that heavy. It's not that it doesn't require that kind of a hefty fees and all that. But when it comes to courses like management, where a person can stand on his or her own feet, where we know that these courses starts from 10 lakhs and they end up around about 21 to 22 lakhs. Okay, do we have any provision? Do we have any scholarships, which will help these girls, or which will help these women to kind of pursue their higher education and start at a managerial level with a package of say 15 lakhs plus? As I said, I'm not sure about it. This is my personal opinion. Everybody is going to talk about women education, but I think till graduation people can survive, people can do the studies and all that stuff. What happens afterwards when actual job comes? After graduation also what kind of jobs we have. So what happens later on if they want to pursue higher education, if they want to pursue MBA, MBBS, all that stuff? Is there a scholarship? Is there a quota? Is there an economic reservation available to these guys? That is something you need to understand. So here you came up with your own points. You're not talking, you're not singing a song which every goddamn person out there is singing. So you're singing your own song, and that's where you will be respected. That's number one. Let's move ahead. Number two, okay. Now, as far as workforce is concerned, okay, as far as your workforce is concerned, out of 131 nation, India ranks on 120th in the world. This is a little old statistics, 2 years back, but still it's a statistic. We are still far away, quite far away. If I talk about BRICS, if I talk about BRICS, amongst BRICS, India has the lowest percentage of women working, which is 27%. Lowest in the BRICS, like amongst BRICS countries, by the way. Okay. And if I talk about average women literacy ratio, okay, AWLR sounds cool. It's a nice shortcut, by the way. Okay, so when I talk about average women literacy ratio, India stands at 65.46%, whereas the global ratio is around about 79.7%. So that's approximately 80%. These are the statistics I want you guys to kind of come up, when your JD is concerned. So this topic is a very normal topic. It's a layman's topic, but it's in your hand how you make this topic a little bit superior by your content. So don't talk shit, talk substance. Simple. Okay, these are a couple of points that I have. Now I'll move on to another topic, by the way. Okay, I'll move on to another topic. I'll give you one topic. It can be okay. So the topic is, if you have seen my video on corporate governance, you'll get an idea about it. This is the same topic I did last Sunday in Pune, by the way. Now, people who have understood my video, people who have gone through my video, I think they have a lot to talk about corporate governance. The moment I talk about corporate governance, you guys are going to talk about the policies, the rules, the articles of association, the memorandum of association, so on and so forth, all the propaganda of the corporate world, by the way. Okay. Now, if I have to open this topic up, okay. If I'm going to open this up, okay. Now again, I have to connect this to finance. I think this is the most closest thing in finance. I mean, you can talk a lot about corporate governance as far as finance thing is concerned. Okay. Now people may talk about financial companies going under, getting burst because of non-following of corporate governance, blah 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 blah. Okay. What I would say is that, okay. So hello everyone. The corporate governance, I think it's the best topic that we could ever have as a financial aspirant or as a MSc Finance aspirant, because this is the most important, or this is the root cause. This is the root cause of financial turmoils in the world, or financial turmoil globally, or economics getting into trouble globally. Okay, so you can connect this topic to finance. You can also connect this topic to economics. Okay, I don't want to explain you in detail as of now. You can go and you can check my video on corporate governance, and then you can name those companies. You can name Enron, you can name Satyam, you can name Lehman Brothers, you can name a lot of companies, by the way. There are a heck lot of companies out there. So you can name all these companies, and that's how I want you to start. So corporate governance is the root cause of companies getting burst, companies going under, economics being shattered, and there is a absolute economical soup. The main reason is corporate governance. Trust me, you say this, nobody's going to counterattack you. First of all, they need to digest what you just said. They don't even have fucking clue that what you're talking about. And that's where you put a point and then you explain them. Okay, now let me listen. Let me speak up. Listen to me. Then you go ahead, tell them about the companies one by one. If you have seen my video earlier for GD and PI, I said that, your first 5 minutes matters a lot, because here panel would be kind of, like they will be attentive. After that, the attention goes down. So when you talk about corporate governance, you can talk about this. Again, you can connect this to women empowerment, by the way. So if you look at Enron, so Enron was basically, Enron scam was caught by a lady. Yeah, it was caught by a lady, a journalist, by the way. Okay, a journalist. She actually did it. So you can say that, that was one of the important role played by a lady. Otherwise, it would have been impossible to catch hold of this. So you can talk about that. It's just that it's a normal topic, it's a common topic. What I'm trying to do is I'm having a different perspective. Which is connected to finance world. That's it. Itna mehnat to karna padega. If you think that you should get 15 lakhs ka package from Jamnalal Bajaj, and if you think that you should make it to JBIMS Msc Finance, it's not going to be cakewalk. You got to slog your ass, and you have to train yourself so that you get there and you feel happy about yourself that, okay, my hard work has finally paid off. Because if you're going to talk same thing that everybody out there is going to talk, how are you going to bring a value to the table, and how are you going to impress those panelists? Again, remember, the scores, they don't get published. So your panel should like you. Then we'll take one more topic now. So the last year topic, by the way, was the farmer loans, right? So whatever the loans they were waived off by the government. So the topic was like this, whatever the farmer loans were waived off, was it genuine or was it a political show off kind of something like that? That was a topic. Now here I can tell you, 8 on 10 people can talk only about it's good, this should have happened long time back, it's a great initiative by a government, every state government should do, central should help, blah 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 blah. Okay, so people will talk about it like they'll go on and on and on and on. But if I were you, I'll say that, okay, fine, let's start from current account. Okay, let's start from current account. So when you say that, okay, that's great that farmer loans have been waived off, where the hell this money is coming from? Central and state government. Let's start from a current account, because current account is something where all the money has been kept. So if I'm paying you as a central, so if the central pays, if the money trickles down to the states, right? Is the government capable enough to handle any emergencies, the contingent liabilities, what they call it in accounting term? Start from here. Just in a different perspective. You don't have to give them the figures, by the way, but at least give them the point of view. See, I care a fuck about if you know the figures or not. What I care is, at least this guy is in a line that he connects things to finance. Means he's genuinely interested and he has that kind of a thought process here. I think I should appreciate that. I care a damn whether you know the figures. Even the panelists may not be knowing the figures. Say I'm a finance guy. Maybe I also don't know all the figures in the world. But the point is that am I in the capacity, am I capable enough to connect or to look at this problem or this issue from a finance perspective? As simple as that, guys. So think about it. Where do you stand? I don't want to make you upset. I'm not trying to kind of tell you that. So non-finance guys, please do not be afraid of these things. I'm just telling you this to do better. Even if you do normally, normally अगर आप level पे करते हो, I think your guys are okay. I'm just telling you to do something different. You can still do it. You still have some time. Couple of more days are there. You can still do it. I'm just trying to tell you, do it in a different way so that you perform well. Panelists should like you. When they like you, they'll give you more marks. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Anyway, so this is what I kind of look forward to you guys to do. Like you still have a month's time. I want you guys to kind of take it seriously. Trust me, it's a big ticket. I'm not kidding to you. Seriously, it's a big ticket. There are certain people, they have already started with CAT 2018. Let them start. Let them work, because they've already given up on their dreams. Now they're moving to the next year. People who are chasing MSc Finance, I want you guys to slog. Still there is a time. Trust me, JB gets close on 99.89, guys. It's a backdoor into Jamnalal Bajaj to have that brand, that kind of thing on your resume. After 2 years, nobody cares about what we have done, MMS or MSc Finance. Jamnalal Bajaj, the name is enough. That's it. So keep on working hard. By the way, if you are in Pune or in Mumbai, okay, if you are in Pune or in Mumbai, you can join my workshops this Saturday, matlab the next Saturday, rather the coming up. So Saturday and Sunday, I am conducting lectures in Pune. This Saturday, which is 12th, so on 12th, I am doing PI session, giving you guys answers according to your profile. No generic answers, no goalie type answer, right spot onto your profile. You just have to understand what I'm saying, write it down, copy, paste in your interview, you're sorted, done. Sunday, we're going to talk about group discussions. We're going to take a couple of topics on the same line that I just said, you know, all the pointers that I've just covered. On the same point, we're going to do the JD. I'm doing this little bit early because I want you guys to have at least 1 month in your hand so that you can prepare well for your PI and your JD. Otherwise, what public do now, they actually do this in the month of June. So they'll start preparing for this from 1st of June. It's going to be too late, guys. Okay. So once you folks are done with this, then aram se for the next 1 month, we can do finance ka lectures, which is happening in Pune, by the way. All the lectures are taken by me. So we are on a good track as far as financial lectures are concerned. I will be posting some videos of the lectures that I've taken, like cash flows and the balance sheets and all that. But yeah, so this is the thing that we have. If you want to join in, you can join in. Let me help you guys to understand, you know, how can you join this. Okay, so in case of any questions, you can make a comment on the same video. You can directly WhatsApp me or you can message me if you want to join the workshop. You have any questions, you can Facebook, you can PM me on the Facebook. I hope you enjoyed this small video. I hope you understood the perspective of GD. If you have guys any question, do get in touch with me. And I really thank you guys for your time. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the classroom, guys. Thank you so much.